Hey everybody, how's it going? Okay, I am back with a new video because today was the big day. Yes, today was the day that the not one, but two Spirit Halloween stores that are close to me opened up. So I went over to take a quick look to see what they had on display as we do every year, to just see what's new and what's out there to check out. So let's get into it. All right, so today was the big day. Finally, these other Spirit Halloween stores open. I'm surprised they were both on the same day, but cool. It's fine with me. Both of them are about the same distance, just in two different directions from my place. So, what I did is I started with the West End one. That was just kind of a straighter drive, I guess, for me. But I went down there, went inside, and it's the same location as last year. So I'll show you a little bit of what I saw when I came in. So of course here you see the new Leatherface stand-up that, it's gotten quite a bit of hype actually online. There's quite a few people that have posted about it. I really like it. I would love to have one of these suckers myself. However, I don't have the space for stand-ups or anything like that. So that would be preventing me from getting one. But I thought it was pretty cool. And I noticed it was listed a little on the higher side because I thought I saw they were like $350, and this was listed higher than that. It was like $419 or something. So I thought that was a little odd, but I don't know. Maybe I read wrong. Wasn't really sure. But then I went over and had a look at some of the t-shirts they have there. They always have a pretty good selection. There were some interesting ones there as well. A new Ghostface one or two there, I see. Yeah, and some repeats that have been there for a while. So then I had a look at some of the Ghostface stuff that was there. All the Scream section. There was all sorts of different stuff. They had like bling masks and knives and just all sorts of different stuff like that. And right around this area, I noticed there was a gentleman there that was sort of watching me a bit. I noticed when I first came in, he was glancing over a bit. I didn't think too much of it. I thought, okay, he's probably a manager or something, and whatever, no big deal. But he came over and he was asking why I was videoing.
All the
Good, how
there's
you
a
doing?
reason to
And he said we don't allow videoing in the store, which took me by surprise because I've been doing this for many years now, and I always just record like what what's out there. People just want to see what you have so they can come and get stuff. Really, that's all it's about. So I think he was worried I was some kind of competition. He asked me if I had my own store or something. I thought, oh, I was thinking, thanks for the compliment. I mean, I thought I was dressed pretty good. I got my Monster Squad on today, which, by the way, tomorrow, the 14th of August, is the anniversary of the Monster Squad. It came out in 1987. So I mean, that's pretty cool. I didn't even realize that, and I chose this shirt today. It's wild. Anyway, back to the story at hand. I think he thought I was, some kind of competition or something, or, I was taking pictures of the prices to compare. So I don't know. But I was a little bit surprised by that, and immediately I felt I was, doing something wrong, But I said to him, I have this channel and stuff that I like to do, some content on and just show kind of what's out there. And he was like, oh yeah, okay, he seemed pretty cool with it. And he asked if I had a business card, and I gave him one of my cards. Yeah, and that was pretty much the end of it. He talked a little bit here and there. Oh yeah, we have this and that, and did you come last year? Just small talk like that. So he seemed to be, trying to be nice after the fact and everything. But I felt really weird when I was in there after. I didn't dare take my phone out again. I thought, ugh, that's strange. So that was a little off-putting or whatever. But we had to look around, and it's a nice layout in that store. Again, there's a big loft just like last time. But unfortunately, I don't really have any more footage. I only have that little bit from the beginning that I got. Like I said, I guess they don't allow it for some reason. Very unusual. However, yeah, we did have a good thorough look at what was in there. They have a pretty good selection of masks already. I would show you sort of what they have, but again, can't, unfortunately. But it is a pretty cool location. It's good. It's good size, and they have some nice animatronics again upstairs, like the previous year. No Exorcist this year, though. I noticed last year that was a really popular one, and I remember they had it up there pretty early on. And it was cool, but I didn't see it this year. Maybe it's yet to come in. I mean, it's really early. There were lots of spots here and there that were empty where you could tell they were expecting inventory. But overall, it was just like any other year, really good selection, all sorts of neat stuff to check out, and a lot of stuff in stock, of course, especially in the little, like the trinkets that are kind of close to the, you know, the tills where you're going to pay. Where they put you all the little impulse items there. Really well stocked. All sorts of cool stuff in there right now that I know a month and a half from now, by the time we hit like the first week of October, that stuff is going to be so long gone. People are not even going to know it was ever even there. So that's the kind of stuff that you see, of course, like usual. I did see a few new things here and there, but we spent a little bit longer in the store. I thought about getting one or two things, but I thought I'll leave it and maybe I'll check out the other one. So we left there and we went over to the other location that is on sort of the northwest end of town. Not fairly familiar with that area, and they did have a location there last year as well. And I do remember last year when I went in there and I was filming, you know, it was after work. I still had like my uniform and stuff on, and the manager guy came right over and he was like talking to me, and we were having a good interaction, talking about everything, you know, that was going up and stuff that was coming out I was interested in. And you know, he took my name down for a couple things if they showed up. One of them actually never did. It was that Spirit Halloween shirt that had the ghost face, I guess you could say, rather than the standard skeleton Grim Reaper, you know. Yeah, I wanted to grab one of those shirts back in the day, and I never did get one. I don't think they ever came in. And this year I don't even see them advertised. But this one though, I went right inside again with the camera. All good. Everybody there, like management or any of the other people that were in charge working there, were all really cool with it. So it was the same kind of thing walking into this one. So they have Leatherface pretty much front and center. I think that's really their main attraction that they're using so far. I think it's a good choice. It looks really cool. Again, I really like the stand-up, but I noticed on this one it did have the price listed at $350, and I thought, okay, so obviously a sign mix-up or whatever at the first location, because there was another one. There was the big clown animatronic. I think you can see in the video here that it's that's one that was, I think, $419. So it obviously had one of those signs on it. So that was clearly some kind of a misplaced sign or something, because they are $350, the Leatherface. $350 Canadian, of course, because it's a Canadian channel. I'm giving you those prices. I'm sure it's probably like $250 in the States. They have an awesome Mars Attacks one though that's right in the middle. I'm sure you're seeing that as well in this footage. I think it looks super cool. The Mars Attacks one is awesome. The alien looks great. He even had a little bit of, like, I don't know if it was fog or smoke or something they have pumping out of the end of his gun. And that was one of the more expensive ones, of course. Those ones I think are like I forget what it was. I'm sure it's on the sign there, but it was something high, like $470 or $480 or something like that. Maybe $460, I don't know. But really elaborate and beautiful decoration. I remember times where I would go into Halloween stores, like in the last 10 years, and see an animatronic stand-up in a random Halloween store, and they would always be like $600 minimum. And it would look not half bad, like say like a Jason or something, and it would probably like turn on and maybe the eyes light up and it kind of goes like this, or something, like it barely does anything. And they were huge money, and I remember thinking, man, that's insane. So when Spirit came along and they put out all these really cool ones that were affordable, it was crazy. You'd see ones that were like $150, and it was a stand-up that just blew away anything you've ever even seen. So when I see one that's like, $470, $480 or whatever it was, with that kind of work into it, where it looks that cool, that's a win, I think. I mean, considering what you used to have to pay for something of such lower quality that just doesn't work well, and it seems crazy, but I think the prices on most of these things are pretty reasonable, even though they seem to have gone up quite a bit. That's kind of like everything nowadays. Everything seems to be more expensive, right? The cost for making anything, like the materials, gone way up. So there's lots of other really cool stuff there. You know, again, I look at a lot of the animatronics. The devil here is super, super cool. That does the big spring action. If you remember, last year's was like I think it was a skeleton or something, or a Grim Reaper, where it would sort of slowly come up and spring forward like that. Well, this year it's the devil, and yeah, really cool. That was probably one of the creepiest or scariest ones anyway. The mask selection there was pretty good. I did get some shots of the masks there. You know, they had the usuals that I still love. I would love to have one of those Mabry's creature from the Black Lagoon, or the Frankenstein as well. I think those both look so cool. Again, I don't want to become this big mask collector as well. I tend to stick to the stuff I use for cosplays, and you know, I tend to stick to my four. My favorite slashers, of course, as you know. They had some really cool looking masks there. But yeah, they had a pretty good selection. It's definitely plenty out there already, and I'm sure there's going to be more coming as we get closer to Halloween. And they had the usual stuff. They had the lunch kits again, and the pajamas, and the dog costumes, and all sorts of neat different stuff. As always, you know, they have new neat stuff every year. That's why I love going, you know. So we've pretty much gone through the store, and we are now going to be heading to where the tills are again, and all the little small interesting stuff that's in there. So I start on the outside, and I'm having a look, and I noticed these really cool bobblehead solar characters. And I know my son likes to collect these things, right? He's got a few of these from a few conventions we've gone to. So they got Pennywise, and they got Freddy, and they got Jason in there. I didn't see Michael Myers, mind you, but they had some pretty cool ones, so I was just taking a little video. And a gentleman comes up and starts talking to my brother. I sort of hear them talking over my shoulder a little bit. You know, just something along the lines of, you know, oh, how you guys doing? Just small talk like that. And I think because at the last place, you know, they brought up the camera, he immediately started to explain the camera. So he just quickly was like, oh, my brother there, he's got a YouTube channel. He just likes to put, you know, footage on there, you know, what's new kind of thing. And he does he dresses up like, you know, he started saying that. And I'm like, cosplay? Like, yes, sorry, what are we talking about? I didn't really catch what he was saying, right? I was making this little video. So we started talking to this gentleman, super nice guy. And, you know, my brother mentions the cosplay thing, right? Like I said, so I show him the picture that I took with James. That was one of the ones that was readily available, of course. So he saw that and was like, "Oh, that's money. That's awesome." You know, like he was really impressed with the picture. So that was cool. And out of the blue, he said, you know, that they could sponsor me, you know, or they would be willing to do some kind of, you know, collab type thing where I could come out there and, you know, hang out in the store or do some photos or something. And then he brought up the South End store. That's the one that I had mentioned has been open all week that I haven't been able to get to. It had some weird hours, and you know, it's quite a drive. So I hadn't been over there yet, but he asked if I had, and you know, when I said no, he said, honestly, it's the biggest Spirit Halloween in Canada. And I was like, what? Because I remember that location last year, and it was good size, but it wasn't like the two I was just in. So they must be in a slightly bigger spot over in the same area. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, because he said that this place used to be a furniture store, and they already have some rooms that are set up like showcase rooms that have all the lights and everything. So he's like, we could maybe do up like a room where, you know, we could have you in there or something, or doing, you know, I don't know. I thought that sounds kind of interesting. You know, I've always been open for stuff like that, doing cosplay. Like, I'm certainly not against, you know, going out and doing something like that. And Spirit would be really neat. You know, I thought Spirit Halloween's a fun place to hang out. I wouldn't mind going down there and, you know, having some fun with it. So that's kind of interesting. That was something neat that happened today. So he said he was going to have his people get in touch with me about possibly doing something together. So we'll see, I guess, what happens there. So yeah, that was pretty much it for Spirit Halloween. I definitely plan on going back there frequently, as I usually do this time of year, just to see what's new and what comes in as the time goes by. So, all right, so here's another quick look at some of the animatronics at Spirit this year. That's so cool. Yeah. She looks pretty unhappy. Dagger Mike. Okay, he laughs a lot. Does he move? Come on, buddy. Really? Dagger, are you broken, buddy, or are you just lying there and laugh?
That's it.
Oh, the sensor shut it off.
At the end of it.
Yeah, it's like you can't see the fog coming off of it. It's very cool.
It's probably the coolest one.
Awesome. That's awesome. It just slowly comes down.
How big is it?
As for the next stuff, as I mentioned, I am working on a top 25 slasher movies, my favorite top 25 anyway. So that is not an easy list to put together. So I've almost got that together. I do want to do that video soon, as well as a few others I have in mind, as well as some pickups that are coming. And then, of course, like I said, the Spirit Halloween thing that's going on. I'm trying to get my vehicle sold and out of here as well. So there is a lot going on right now, but as always, I thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again for another one real soon. Take care, guys. So this looks to be an H1. They're still as glossy as ever with a little bit of blue. And the Halloween 2 with the super orange neck. They have Halloween ends. Looks kind of similar to what they had last year. I don't know about that paint. And this is a 2018 that looks just awful. It looks like they just washed his face right in the middle. I mean, look at that line. That's wild. Holy.